Hey guys, it's Pinkstar and welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be picking my next Kindle book. So I just finished The West Wind. I did enjoy this one, not as much as the first book, The North Wind. That one was definitely better. I think I give this one a 3-star rating. I think my main problem is I just didn't like The West Wind, like the character Zephyrus, as much as Boreas in the first book. I think that's probably my main problem with this. And also it was just very like typical fairies in the land of Under. I don't know, and also the main character, because she was so religious, and with myself not being very religious at all, I couldn't really connect as much with the main character. Though I did enjoy the story itself, I just, yeah, didn't like it as much as the first one. I am still interested in continuing the series, so I will definitely be reading the next one, The South Wind, when that comes out later this year. But yeah, overall, I'd say 3-star rating is my initial rating for the book. But yeah, so today I am picking out my next Kindle read. So I have my jar here with all of my books. So we have the green ones in here are books that I have on my Kindle before 2024. The purple ones are ones that I purchased last year in 2024, and then the yellow ones are ones from this year in 2025. This is the first pretty much in the series, so I'm going to pick out my book and then I'm going to read it, and at the end of this video I'll give you a review on that book, and then obviously we'll move on to the next video, which will be the next book that I pick. Though hopefully by then I will have finished my physical book, because I'm about 3/4 of the way through that one, and once I've finished that I'll be picking out a new physical book as well. So this is my first Kindle pick for the year, so I'm not going to look. Oh my god, some of them are like stuck together. Hang on, we get this one. I don't think, is it stuck with I think I've got 2. Alright, we'll go with whatever this green one is, because it's the first one that I saw, which is White Raven. I have no idea what this book is, just off the top of my head. Okay, I'll have to find it in my Kindle. Let's have a look. Okay, I found it. So it's actually one of the first books that I ever got on my Kindle. And I actually bought it as a box set, so I have the first 3 books in the series. So I'll be reading the first one. So this is the Raven series by J.L. Wheel. I think that's how you say it. I'll put a picture up here. Yeah, so it's the Raven series, and the first book is called White Raven. Second book is Black Crow, and the third book is, oh my gosh, that's so small, Soul Symmetry, I think it says. Yes. But anyway, we're going to read White Raven and see what I think. If I like it, obviously I'll continue with the series, but if I don't, I'll be DNFing the whole series. So yeah, not something I would have automatically chosen for myself, which is what this whole series is about. It's picking like a book that's just on my Kindle that I may not have necessarily chosen, just so that I can read through my backlist. Alright guys, we're back, and yeah, this book isn't doing for me, so I am like 60 pages in and I've decided to DNF this one. So I'll be DNFing the whole series, which does mean that I do need to choose another one. Unfortunately, this was just too, like, I don't know, young for me, I think. Very teenagery, and they use words like redonkulous and peeps, and yeah, I don't know, it just wasn't doing it, so picking a new one does serve me right. I guess that's what you get when you get free books, but yeah, there was a couple of other ones on my Kindle that I have actually removed because I feel like they're very similar. So yeah, for now I'm going to pick a new book because I need to choose something else to read because I can't read that. So yeah, let's have a look. Alright, it is, you probably can't see that, Broken Souls. I think this is one that I got as an ARC book that I haven't read. It looked quite good. It's a very like fantasy book, not like a romantasy or anything. It's just straight fantasy, I think. So yeah, well, hopefully I'll like this one better. But yeah, so far 1 DNF in this video. Alright guys, update on my book Broken Souls. This was by Troy Calkins. I am like 5 chapters in so far and loving this one so much more than the last one. Yeah, it's just really interesting. It's actually a duo point of view, so each chapter is from a different character's point of view. There's 2 of them, so the first one is Bothvar, and he's like a Viking dude, and it's all about like kind of his family and stuff at the moment. And then the other chapters are from, I can't remember her last name, Lura, but yeah, she's like an elf girl, so it's quite interesting because there's like Vikings, but it's set in a world where there's like elves and dwarves and everything as well. So yeah, so far I'm really enjoying this one. Hopefully it stays good, but definitely a lot more than the last book. I just couldn't do that one. So yeah, I'm going to continue to read this, and I will update you once I have more of an update on the story, but so far I'm enjoying it. Alright guys, I have taken a bit of a break from playing World of Warcraft and reading my book, because that's pretty much what I've been doing today. Yeah, I've just been doing some old transmog runs in World of Warcraft and kind of reading in between, so that's been really good. But I've taken a little bit of a break, and I've gone and got myself some new drawers for my craft room because my old drawers were like falling apart. They were terrible, so I've gone and got myself some new ones. Super excited to build them, and I really need to like reorganize my craft room / library, so I'm excited to do that as well. Alright, so I am just going to the hairdressers to get my hair done. So I've got my Kindle with me. It does mean I get a fair bit of reading in because I have to sit there with like foils in for ages. So yeah, it is good. Yeah, just sit there, get pampered for a little bit, get my hair done and read my book. Alright, my hair is done, it's all fresh, quite short, but it grows really quickly, so yeah, happy with it. And I read like 4 chapters of my book. There's a couple of things that are a little bit annoying. One, they use way too many names of characters. Like there are so many names in this book and they're like hard to say and remember. But yeah, that's probably the main issue that I have at the moment. Also, not much has really happened, so I don't know, we'll see. Also, started making my drawers, so we love a kit set. Alright, the drawers are done. They're really nice actually, like so much better than that. So getting rid of this and putting all of that stuff in these, and then I have to actually like fully like reorganize this place. I also got this little table which I'm going to put my cricket on, so yeah, I'm going to reorganize all of that. That's my craft section. And then obviously I've got like my books and stuff over here, which I also need to reorganize because my cart is overflowing. Nothing better than reading in front of a fake fire. Alright, so funny story. I went to the hot pools, was reading my book in the hot pools, which I normally do because, you know, I like to read my Kindle while I'm, you know, relaxing. Accidentally dropped my Kindle in the pool. Yeah, never done that before. That's the reason why I don't take physical books into pools, because I'm clumsy. But yeah, so I dropped it in. Luckily it's fine. Kindles are pretty waterproof anyway, like, well, they're water resistant, and it wasn't like it was submerged for ages. It was like a couple of seconds, if that it went for a little swim. But yeah, it's working fine, thankfully. Otherwise, yeah, that would have been a bit of a disaster. But anyway, as for the book, I'm like halfway through and nothing's really happening that much. Yeah, I'm hoping the second half gets a bit more exciting. Yeah, it's very much just like slice of life, following these two different characters as they like growing up, and what they're going through. I mean, some of the situations are really terrible, and some of the things that, you know, they have to do and things, but yeah, overall I'm not sure how I feel about it at the moment. I thought it was going to be better than it is, so yeah, I don't know. It's like an interesting concept, with Vikings and like a fantasy world, but I just don't know if anything much is going to happen. I don't know, we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated. Alright, so update on Broken Souls. So the first 35% of this book is apparently like a prequel of, like, 2 prequels. One for either of the characters that were joined together to put into this book. And you can tell they're kind of prequels. It's like them growing up, and that's pretty much about it. But they're kind of growing up at the same sort of time, side by side, but obviously in completely different areas, doing completely different things. And then now we're kind of in the training arc, so to speak, where they're both kind of training, upskilling themselves. So the main female character, Laura, is learning some like healing magic and things like that, and the main male character, Bothvar, is trying to get stronger so that he can avenge a family member who died. So yeah, he's kind of going through his own little training thing at the moment as well. But other than that, not really much has happened. Yeah, I don't really know how I feel about it at the moment. It feels like it's kind of dragged out longer than it needed to be. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully something more exciting happens. Drawers done. So much nicer. Now I've just got to finish the rest of my room. Alright guys, just heading to work. I just thought I'd give you guys a bit of an update on Broken Souls. About 70% through at the moment. Still separately following Laura and Bothvar. They've got 2 separate stories, which kind of makes me feel like this could have been 2 completely different books. I'm not sure like when they're eventually, if they eventually like meet up, or how their stories are going to like cross paths. But like with 70% through, I thought it would have happened by now. But yeah, there's been a few things that have happened. Laura's story is really interesting because I really like that there's like, she's kind of like training in like a religious place for like to get powers with the lights. She's like with the priestess sort of thing. So it's like a holy school, I guess. And there's like levels, level up, and each level you get like a book to read, and these books have like secret writing in them. And yeah, currently only like some people can see the writing, so they're like trying to work out what it all means. So that's quite interesting. And then both of our story is pretty tragic, really. A lot of stuff's happened with him. He obviously went off into the mountains by himself so he could train up to get stronger, so that he could get revenge on one of his family members' killers. And he obviously does so, but while doing the training and everything, he's away for quite a while. By the time he gets back to his village, nature's kind of been cruel to his village, and a lot of people in his village have also died, including some of his family members as well. So he's just had a lot of things going on, and he's learned the hard way that revenge is obviously not the best method, because if he wasn't so focused on getting stronger to get revenge, he would have been there for his family and maybe been able to do something to save them. So he's kind of learnt some hard truths, which may like shape him to change a little bit, because obviously he's kind of over the revenge bit now, because there's nothing really he can do about his family, because there's no one, it wasn't someone's fault per se, apart from really his own for leaving them. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at the moment. Still not 100% sure how I feel about it. It feels like it's very long for what's happened. Like, it's a bit long-winded. Like, I feel like it could have been cut down a bit, and as I said, I feel like this really could just be two separate stories completely, because I'll be reading a chapter about Laura and then it cuts to both of our story, but I'm like, I really want to just keep reading about Laura. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's my update. Alright, I put my little mini desk in and put my cricket machine there. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. I'm gonna have to put like my fabrics and shit underneath. I do need to tidy that box, because that's overflowing and a mess. It's like a cosplay shoulder piece that I was working on. It's my sewing machine, a whole heap of other random stuff on my desk that I need to clean out. Obviously my drawers are there. Hey Floofy. And yeah, under here I've got a whole heap of stuff that I need to move around and fix up, including my overlocker, which has always kind of been under there, but it'd be really nice if I can kind of get that on my desk. So yeah. Alright guys, I finished Broken Souls, and this was really long, like way longer than I expected it to be. Yeah, I haven't actually checked how many pages it was, but it was pretty long. And it wasn't long in a good way. Unfortunately, this was like, I don't know how to explain it. It was very waffly, I guess. I feel like a lot of this book could have been cut out. We kind of only got to like the stuff that was going to happen like kind of at the end. So we've got Bothvar and Lura are the two main characters, but they're completely separate, having completely different stories the whole way through the book. Like, goes back and forth between the two, which kind of puts you off sometimes, because you might be like really into one of them's story and where it's headed, and then all of a sudden it switches to the other person and it's a completely different story. Like, I feel like maybe the writer should have kept them as two separate stories, even though they do join together. Maybe it would have been better to have like Bothvar's story and then maybe have like a novella of Laura's story and then do a combined one. I don't know. But they only meet up like literally second to last page. Like, I went through this whole thing and they didn't even join together until like the end. And that's why I thought this whole thing was like kind of like about them and how they ended up together and things. I don't even know what's going to happen in the next book because apparently there is a sequel. I don't think it's out yet. I'm not sure. But yeah, there's a lot of names, a lot of like Viking long names, and yeah, it was just really hard to read at times. Like, I skimmed a lot of it because there was just literally there was like a couple of pages that was naming off all the relatives to both Var, and I was like, do I need to know all of these people? Are they really that important? Yeah, so that was kind of the negatives. I did really like Laura and I liked her story, and honestly she went through so much. My heart breaks for all the things that she went throughout the story. And I really enjoyed her time in the church and learning to harness light magic, etc. But yeah, I don't know. Both stories were like good in their own way, but they just went on too long, and I feel like we could have skipped all of the childhood growing up parts and maybe just referred back to it. In general, I mean, I was interested to see where the story was going, but it just didn't really go anywhere. And I liked some of the characters, but yeah. Overall, unfortunately I'm only going to give this a 2.5 star. I'm not going to continue the series, so I won't be picking up the sequel, even though I finally got to the end where I like kind of want to know what's going to happen next, but I don't know, I feel like it was a little bit of a slog to get through this. I did still finish it, and there were some parts that were good, because obviously I kept reading it, but overall in general, yeah, it's not for me. It was a little bit too much into the background and the history and the lore and everything like that of this world and of the families that are in this world, and yeah, I just felt like a lot of it was quite unnecessary. Also, there's one character in here and it's spelt 2 different ways throughout the book, and I don't know which way is the right way and which one's the like spelling error, so I don't know. But anyway, I will be posting up my full review on Goodreads in regards to this, but yeah, 2.5 stars for me. And now I get to move on to my next one. Alright, so that is the end of this video. First episode of my, I'm not sure what I'm calling this, maybe my read my Kindle TBR from my TBR jar? Who knows? But yeah, it's kind of a read it or unhaul it almost, but just doing kind of one book at a time, unless I do unhaul it and then I move on to another book. But yeah, this video ends when I complete a book. So in this video I did end up reading 2 books. I DNF'd White Raven, and then I read Broken Souls, which I gave 2.5 stars. So overall this first video wasn't the most successful, but I had fun doing it, so I will definitely be doing it again. And I am currently doing my physical book version of this, so look out for that video. If you did like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up, and as always, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this from me in the future. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you all in my next one. Bye.